Hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Lily Loves Learning, and today we are going to be covering our plans for language arts for the 2026-2027 school year. We've already put out the other subjects in another video, but since language arts is encompassing a large amount of topics, I decided to make a separate video for those. And this will be our 5th grade school year and our 6th year-ish homeschooling. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to cover is grammar. So for grammar, I'll post a little picture here. We are going to be continuing on with Khan Academy grammar. There was the usage and style my daughter went over this summer to cover a couple of areas that she had asked questions about, but then I got to looking at the entire grammar unit and really liked all the topics that were covered, and I thought it put together everything just to make sure nothing was missed. So we are going to be finishing up with the Khan Academy grammar, and then as we need it, I'm not going to do as much grammar this year, but if we need it, I will be pulling from one of my favorite resources, which is, and again, this is the Evan Moore Language Fundamentals Grade 5. So I really like these books. I feel like they cover a significant amount of grammar and punctuation topics, and then give it to you in a manner to where you can go over it a few times. Some of the other like skill sharpeners, it may just be in there once or scattered throughout. This one is really a full focused practice of it for the school year. And then I have the grammar and punctuation, and these ones are just for a few of the grammar rules. So if you have any questions on these or want to see the differences in these books, let me know down in the comments and I can make a separate video on that. And then next up, we have writing. So for writing, this is going to be a little bit of a multitude of curriculum. The main one that I'm going to be doing for the second half of the year will be EIW grade 5. So I'll post a picture of that here because that's online. And it has videos, short videos, usually 5 to 8 minutes long, and then a writing assignment. And it will take you through the steps of each of those assignments. So you're not just doing an entire writing assignment in one day. It breaks it up into the different elements of getting a writing in its final draft. So that's the main curriculum that we're going to be using at the beginning of the school year. Just for a little bit of review, we're going to be completing the Getting Started with Elementary School Sentence Composing. This is a workbook. The Kilgallen is the curriculum it follows. Just to refresh on really making strong sentences for what we're trying to convey to the audience. And then going along with that will be a Lit House Learning Unit. I don't do a number of these each year. I usually just do a couple of them throughout the year. But we are going to be moving on to level 2, which is the paragraph and more areas. So the book that we chose to go along with that is Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. And then kind of moving us into the novel studies, along with this, we are going to be doing Hearth and Story novel studies. So one of the units will be Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. So that's one of the units. And then we will also be doing Gregor the Overlander as one of the other units for the Hearth and Story. And then our other novel study curriculum will be Moving Beyond the Page. So for those, just a moment, we are going to do wholes. So this is from technically our 4th grade year, 8 to 10, but this will be the first one that we cover. So that will be holes. And then the next unit will be the Ballad of Lucy Whipple. So this will be moving up into the ages 9 to 11, which is their 5th grade year. And then lastly, for sure, the one that we wanted to do was A Wrinkle in Time. Again, a 9 to 11 grade. Some other possibilities, I don't know for sure if we will do these this year, but still moving beyond the page, The View from Saturday, The Invention of Hugo Cabret, and then A House of Tailors. And then another unit that we're going to do that'll probably be at the same time as we're doing our novel studies, but probably just once a week, is going to be doing a poetry study unit. So we have an Evan Moore Read and Understand Poetry. And then let me know if you have any more questions on this, but this kind of takes some poems that are in here and it walks you through how to analyze what are some of the styles that are being used in this poetry unit. And it shows it to you for each of those poems. And then for readers, a couple of the other ones I mentioned in the history side, but 2 other ones that we are going to be doing this year, The Witch of Blackbird Pond, and then The Westing Game. There are a couple of other units that are a part of the Hearth and Story that we may do depending on how much time we have left throughout the school year. Next up is vocabulary. So in the Where the Mountain Meets the Moon and some of the other Moving Beyond the Page, there's vocabulary that's a part of the curriculum. So we will be doing that. But beyond that, we are also going to be doing vocabulate for the first time this year. Just to start, now we're starting to get into more of the middle grades, and I want to get a more in-depth vocabulary unit study. So it'll be in addition to the ones we're doing with the novel studies, but we will be going through that throughout this year. And then for spelling, we are going to be doing 2 things. One is the continuing on with Hearth and Story spelling, but now for level 4. We finished up level 3 this last year. And then in addition to that, we are going to be starting a Moving Beyond the Page spelling. So it's online. I'll try to show like a screenshot here of that. That works through having your student try to type in those words, and it keeps track of ones that they're aware of, that they're knowledgeable in, and ones that maybe they need a little bit more help on, and it keeps repeating those throughout the year until they have mastered it. And then it also gives them information about the spelling rules on those words that maybe they didn't know, to reiterate those when they're going through it. Okay? And that is our main units for language arts. One other thing, just because I didn't put it into our last video, it's technically language, is we are going to be starting Spanish. Our Spanish curriculum, we are going to be using Getting Started with Spanish. So this is a beginning Spanish for homeschoolers that also includes something you can get online to verbalize and have somebody pronounce the words for you. And then there is an app as well. So this is what we're going to be starting with. It's very slow moving. just to really get us started in Spanish prior to getting to like middle school. And from there, we may start introducing towards the end of the year Duolingo and some readers, like picture books that are written in Spanish, just to see how we're learning. But that won't be till we get through most of this book. So that concludes our curriculum plans for this school year. Let me know if you have any questions. If you can, please like and subscribe, and put anything down in the comments you want me to cover in more detail. And then other than that, until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.